What's up, guys? It's your boy Lift Up is back at you again with another banger. All right, guys, as you can see so far, it's been a few weeks now. I've been doing these forecast videos, and a lot of people that watch the videos, they usually come back and tell me those are good setups and good views that I have on the market, and it usually ends up being just like that, right? Some trades just take some time, but they always end up playing out most of the times how I predicted, right? So yes, guys, you need to stay locked in with my weekly webinars and also scroll down and join my free Discord group. The link is there. Definitely. All right. So I'm not going to waste your time anymore. Please like, share, and hit that subscribe button. All right. Thank you. So, all right. So the first pair we're going to start with is NZDUSD. All right. So the good thing, we were somewhere around here last week, right? And I said to you that I'm really thinking that the market is going to go down, and it ended up going down, right? So now the areas that I'm paying attention to right now is going to be somewhere around here, right? Which is going to be price 0.62482, and also where price reverse at this point. All right. So those are the two price points that I'm focusing on for this week, right? So if price breaks above this, I know we can be expecting, a possible change of trend taking place here, but I wouldn't consider taking buys until price breaks above here, right? But this is the first area that I would basically say to myself, okay, we possibly could see market pushing back up into areas around here and also here, right? Because if I go on the higher time frame, let's go on a daily, we can definitely see that the structure is to the downside, and NZD is really, really clean when it's creating structures, right? Because if you can realize, the market created the lower low here, right here, we got the lower high price. This was the area that price reversed, which is the new lower low, which the market now breaks. And because this is the new lower low, price has to retest for the higher high. We got the market creating the low here, market dropping back here. But guess what? We had this area that we had last week, price retested that area, and now we're coming down. So I'm really expecting the market to find its way down into probably like 0.6000 area down here, right? Because if I now go on my weekly and I go across, it's the only level that we have that the market actually reversed that, right? And if we go down to the daily chart and try to just, see how much pips we're going to be working with, we have an estimate of 185 pips that we can get, right? So my overall bias on the market is going to the downside, but at the same time, if you look at the daily chart, you realize that we really didn't have a close on the daily chart underneath this level at 0.62 thousand, right? So on the 6 hour and also on the 4 hour, we got the break to the downside, but guess what? The daily closed like this. What I would love to see is a daily candle actually closing below this area. So for this week, I'm going to be patient, watching this area, and definitely looking on the market continuing to downside. If I get a setup or anything, that's the only setup I'll take, right? If you're in the free Discord group, as I said, I'll be sending those trades in most of the time, So yeah, so that's what I'm looking at, around these levels here. If I should just, probably bring it a little bit higher here, but I'd rather here for now. So around these areas, this is where I'm looking at for this week, all right? This area, and also in here, all right? All right, so the next chart we want to look at is definitely GU. GU is the one that really showed me what the market's really up to. Why? Because we realized a lot of people was expecting this level to be retested. And if you watch my previous weekly webinar, you see that I said to you guys that even though this area was creating some sort of support and the market finally broke it on the 10th of June, everybody was expecting a retest. But if you pay attention, you realize like the actual low that the market created was right around here. This was the supply and demand zone in my eyes, because this is the area that made the market drop. So if we went under this area, of course, this could play a huge role in being the retest level right here, because this is the level the market dropped from the last time, right? So that's what I was expecting. The market did that, started consolidating. We had a nice break and retest with we had a doji, then an engulfing bearish candle that shows what the decision the market made. And now we have a reversal. So what I'm looking at right now is the fact that there's two things I have to take into consideration now, right? We're on a monthly support. That's one. Depending on how the market continues to behave next week, if the DXY keeps pushing, because you guys know I follow DXY a lot if I'm looking on NZDUSD and GU, which I'm going to explain in a little bit, right? If the DXY finds its strength, I'm expecting the market to push down into new psychological levels, you know, probably 1.9000, 1.8000. But if I should go on the daily chart and look to the side, the zone that I definitely think is full out bearish market is going to be around this area here. If I go on the daily or the weekly, let's use the daily, you'll see that we had a reversal here. So I'm looking into 1.1600 as an area that we can definitely see the market pushing in. But at the same time, we have the other psychological levels leading up to 1.16000, right? So definitely that's the areas that I'm looking. I'm very, 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 very biased when it comes on. I have a very strong bias to the downside when it comes on to these FOREX pairs, GU and NZDUSD. Also, if you can look, we had a bearish, bullish, engulfing bearish candle formation right here. So I'm thinking the market could definitely continue to the downside when it opens. Well, it's open now, but yeah, I'm trying to make this video real quick. So definitely, I think if we look on the 6 hour, we could possibly see a continuation to the downside. So we're definitely looking at that, because now price really gave us the retest. We can definitely see the market dropping. So what I'll definitely do is probably create, you know, around 1800. Probably what I'll do is here, here, and here. I'll do this coordinates. I'll do 19, and that's it. So we're here. Are we doing 18? 18000, and also we're gonna do 17. So those are the levels that I'm looking at, right? Those levels are what I'm looking at right now for us to, you know, get the market to push down into those levels, right? So I'm just putting these on the chart for myself, so I can, you know, definitely look at them later on tonight to see if they actually make any sense, right? But those are levels I'm looking at on GU, right? So let's go over to US30. So US30 is my favorite one, right? If you guys follow me on my Discord group, you'll know that I was talking about selling US30 around this level when the market was around this area, right? Because I really thought it was going to push back to the downside, right? So what the market did is I actually went for the sell the first time, thinking that the market would sell. It kind of bounced back up because I didn't have my zones drawn really well. So I quickly closed for probably around 20 pips or so earlier in the week. And then the market started tanking. So I said to myself, I understand what's happening here. We have a lot of liquidity right here. So guess what? If the market is going to drop, all I'm gonna do is probably go down to lower time frame. So let's go down to the 5 minute and go back over here, and you can see where I got my entry. All I did is, you know, I purposefully said, all right, all I did is I purposefully said to myself that, okay, listen, I'm gonna go for this trade right here. What I did is I did this. If you can see, there's like a little line there. I went down on the 1 minute chart. On the 1 minute chart, I went down and I went for this trade here. And I just said, you know what, stop loss above here, 83 pips, and I just went for it. So I held US30 all week. As I said, if I'm not gonna go over this in this video, I actually have another video I want to post about the trade I caught. But I really caught I came out for 713, 18. It's like 718 pips I caught. but I was actually in all of this because I was still hoping the market would drop. But once I saw the market giving me this engulfing, I said to myself, if it comes back down, I'm closing. And it started coming back down, so I just went ahead and closed, right? Because I understood what was happening here. The market used this zone to break above, and now we had price just slowly coming back to the zone for a very deep retest to push. So I wasn't gonna try to allow this to get to me. So this week, I'm really looking on the market to continue to the upside. So I'm hoping that at this level here, I could, try to see if I can get in on US30 to push to the upside to retest these levels, right? So if we could expect a deep retest here, I could then probably look for sells because I consider this as, maybe a potential retest back into these levels, maybe. But if the market decides to continue, like I don't want to, what I don't want to do on US30 is to think too far ahead, because obviously there's a Fibonacci move sitting right here. And I don't think it has to play it out because of how the market's been lately. So I don't really know if the full buy move is gonna work. So what I'm gonna do is probably just focus on, this range here, just all of this range around here. Just focus on this for now, whether it's going up or whether it's going down. But I strongly believe that we could definitely, for now, probably see price push into this level, right? Just for now. So that's what I'm hoping for, right? Market pushing in here for 333 pips. The price levels we're looking at is here and here. So 31,000 and 31,400, right? Let's see if we can say 31,379, somewhere there. So it's around 377 pip, right? So that's the range I'm looking at, right? Because definitely we had price breaking above the retest, price creating a structure here. We broke above that structure, which still adds up to what? Zones that are sitting right around here. What, right? Right around here on US30, right around here, which is potentially what? The higher high and the higher low, price pushing up, creating a new high with a new higher low. So if the market doesn't really like break below this level right here, then I can't assume it's going to go back to the downside, right? For now, I just have to think that it's going to stay bullish. So the range I'm looking for is 377 pip for now, right? In the week, I'll update you guys if you're in the free Discord group, right? Or whatever, right? But definitely on these three pairs, I'm very, very, on US30, still bearish. My bias is kind of bearish, but I'll see how the market goes. But GU and NU, definitely. And also, if you look on the DXY right here, you see we had price pushing all the way down and it found a way to break above. So what I'm looking at right here is that we had a break above here, price retested here, and we had that push. I think the market is still going to go up, right? If it decides to drop, then fine. But I think what we had here was still a higher high, higher low scenario taking place here, here. The market didn't really break this neckline created right here. It gave us a double bottom and price pushed above, retested this area now to give us this big move, right? So we see a lot of structure going on the DXY, but if we go on the weekly, it still looks like a higher high, higher low price retesting, right? But on the daily, we have structure. It's the same thing that I usually explain on videos or whatever, that on the 4 hour, it looks like one candle, but on the 50-minute, we have structure for me. So I think that the structure on the DXY right now could go a little bit higher, right, in the next few months or whatever, just my personal opinion. So I could expect these, Forex pairs that I traded here could possibly keep going down if the US dollar has more strength in them, right? So hopefully that happens. That helps me to, make more money and stuff like that. So yeah, but I appreciate you guys that stayed for the entire video. Please like, share, and hit that subscribe button. All right, thank you.